Okay, folks, I think we're back. We had some technical difficulties there this morning. You're joining us for the 5th-6th playoff. Ireland in blue against Liechtenstein here in red.
I'm just saying there, Jerry, we were talking about leprechauns, obviously, since this being Ireland, but you won't see too many on the Irish team. For example, number 14, Zakir Hassan on the Irish team.
He's a big lad, isn't he?
He's 6'9", and you know what? He's only been playing for a year. His hitting's incredible. His other skills will take some time to develop, but he is going to be a force to be reckoned with in the future.
Okay, and if you missed us earlier, guten Morgen und Willkommen Liechtenstein. Majinwa Agus Cadmila Falcha, Ireland. Welcome back to the South Lake Leisure Centre in Craigavon, Northern Ireland, to 2026 Men's European Volleyball Small Nations Championship 5th-6th playoff. Liechtenstein taking on Ireland. Serve long, Liechtenstein.
Okay, we had a slight technical problem there. The live stream died for a bit, or was cut off by a saboteur from Sky TV.
Early lead for Ireland, 4-2 up. Zakir Hassan, the man we were talking about the serve. Nice pass.
Good game so far.
Lift called by first referee Paddy Elder gives another point. Ireland takes with a 5-2 early lead in this first set. We were saying earlier we had a very serious issue to deal with. If no one heard that, we want to mention it again. We've been inundated with comments and pictures and all sorts on social media about the two of us being like Waldorf and Statler from the Muppets. There's no argument from us that we're two Muppets, but I identify as a drummer with Animal, and Jeff, a man who talks professionally gibberish for a living, identifies with a Swedish chef. Is that not correct, Jeff?
Here, the Chicky, Stockholm, Bernberg, etc.
Exactly. Muppets have feelings too. Serve in the net from Liechtenstein, another valuable point for Ireland. Hey, nice early lead in this first set, 6-3.
You know what, this is the 5th-6th playoff for the wooden spoon, but for these teams they will be determined to avoid the ignominy of that.
I absolutely love wooden spoon playoff games because as a player I think it means so much. You know, you do not want to come last in this competition. Great chase by the Irish libero. Good defence. Yeah, solid block.
You know what?
Block in Ireland.
You know what? This is as good a volleyball as we've seen in the tournament so far.
Great start from the Irish team. Best we've seen them play. Yeah, we were saying, you know, not only is this important for the players, timeout, first timeout, called by Coach Ego for Liechtenstein. Yeah, I was saying, not only is this important for the players as a 5th-6th playoff, but this competition for the small nations in it is a real indicator for how well your national program of volleyball is doing. It's the sort of top of the pyramid. You know, the men's national team and the women's national teams are the top of the pyramid, and this competition is the best competition we play in. So it's an indicator of how well your national program is doing as well. And the Irish national program, I have to say, take your hats off. Absolutely phenomenal national program they have down there under the guidance of Clodagh McKenna. Brilliant national program. And the national team need to work hard, and the national team program needs to work hard to reflect just how well they're doing at grassroots and everywhere else. That'll obviously come through in years to come, but as of now I think they really don't want to take up the wooden spoon in this competition.
I think also appointing Graham Bell, who's from Northern Ireland, as a senior men's coach.
Solid drop.
a few months ago. They've really improved a huge amount, the national men's team, since then. I mean, they beat Northern Ireland 3-0 in the St Patrick's Day Internationals in March, and then had a bit of a shock on Friday when Northern Ireland reversed that score.
Yeah.
And they were also Liechtenstein have been in a tough group with San Marino and Scotland for this, so they've had quite a difficult progression so far through the tournament.
And we had two phenomenal games last night in the hall here. A really unfortunate loss for Scotland against the Faroes. Fantastic team from the Faroes through to the final. And San Marino, the favourites, just about pipping Northern Ireland, the hosts. That was a great game. A brilliant performance by the home team.
They dropped a very close set to Northern Ireland, but Northern Ireland couldn't go on to take it. But yeah, a great result by Northern Ireland, the home team, in front of a very good crowd. Paddy says it hit the forward.
Yeah, the Irish team, they've exploited this sort of little tip to the campfire a couple of times already. This might be a little weakness that Bell has seen, passed on to the players, but that's working nicely. Yeah, it's about being smart as well as being powerful, right? Which maybe one of the things a few people have been saying about the Scottish team. They need to bring that sort of level of guile and cunning and smartness into the game as well as just the power game.
If anybody's slightly confused, the campfire is not a real campfire. It's the time for the middle of the court where if you play the ball, everybody stands around and admires it rather than actually going to play it.
And Zaguna putting it away for Ireland. Takes them to a 10-4 lead. They couldn't ask for any better than this.
That's a bit of a surprise, is it?
I think on their performance to date, it's a bit of a surprise because Liechtenstein is a competent little team.
What a play. What a play. Julian Njuguna putting it away with a back quick.
Fantastic.
One set over there.
Liechtenstein haven't started with their starting player, one to watch, and sort of their best player on the team, I think, which is Benjamin Wolf, number 2. So that's interesting to see. I don't know if he's carrying an injury.
I know we both rate Jordan Donnelly, number 8, the Irish setter, and he's doing very, very well so far.
I really do. Yeah, I said in their last game, what I like about him most, his speed to the ball, his orientation to the target, and that just all makes the delivery, so much easier. Second timeout by Liechtenstein. Yeah, they're in a bit of trouble here. 12-4 down.
That's very early, isn't it?
2 timeouts gone. Jeff, you spoke before about Coach Priolsny.
Igor Priolsny, yeah, the guy's a legend. He played for what was in Czechoslovakia in the 1980 Moscow Olympics. Then went on to coach the Czech Republic, Germany, assistant coach to Poland, and now Liechtenstein. And you know what? I was so surprised when I walked into the hall and saw him on Friday, because the last time I saw him was in Berlin in '91. He was coaching the German men's team, and I was covering the Europeans for an American magazine, and I hadn't kept in touch with him and didn't know what he was doing then. So what a surprise to walk into the hall and see him.
Yeah,
looking as dapper as ever.
He's a big fella.
The trouble for Coach Igor is, of course, that he's now called both his timeouts, and it's still only in not even coming up to the halfway stage of the set. So his only tactical options now are substitutions.
But that's the right thing to do. If things aren't going well, you see how you can help fix it. You got to get that message in there.
Of course you do. Well, great start by Ireland, except for that.
Yeah, we said, timeouts, they're usually technical or tactical, or motivational. And I think he's probably spotted something very early on that's gone wrong in the team, because at 13-5 down, that's just not down to technical ability. That's something tactically has happened here. super Kong block. Unlucky.
Yuguna, again another of the top players for the Irish team.
I wonder so unlucky to just put the net on that block. Kong block, one-handed block, lovely.
I wonder what Igor said, because Liechtenstein are looking a bit ragged and Ireland are playing an impeccable game so far. Apart from that pass.
The tip again has put them in real trouble. Referee calls a double touch. And Ireland are racing away in this first set. Everybody watching down south is enjoying this, I'm sure.
As are we.
Fantastic. Ace takes Ireland to 15-6 up in this first set of the 5th-6 playoff at the Men's European Volleyball Small Countries Championship from the South Lake Centre in Craigavon, the home of volleyball in Northern Ireland.
What a serve.
On fire, eh?
What a serve.
This is great.
It's quite funny, the Irish front row watching Jordan Donnelly, the setter, standing beside Hassan. He's 6'9", Jordan Donnelly is pretty much a normal height, but he does look like a leprechaun over there.
And a lead like this, it breeds just freedom in the team. They play with such freedom. Well, tried an off-speed roll on his serve there. No real need to change it up.
I think just trying to be clever.
Stick at it, Julian. Just keep ripping it until it goes wrong.
Although having said that, if you've put on a couple of really strong, deep serves on the opposition passers who are expecting that, it's no harm to just dink a wee one over the net, but he just got that wrong.
Oh, fantastic put away. That's Peter McGlynn on the outside for Ireland, ripping the ball. Nice. Peter's been called out as by Coach Graham Bell as the one to watch on the Ireland team. Fantastic player.
Alessandro Nip coming on for Liechtenstein. Sorry, Greg.
Pardon?
Alessandro Nip coming on for Liechtenstein. You know what? Ireland can do no wrong at the moment.
Yeah. That's just down the shirts of the blockers. That's not sealing the block. Got to get up early, get over, press to 6, seal that block.
I think that's showing a little bit of Hassan's inexperience. As we said earlier, he's only been playing for a year, and his hitting is exceptional, but he's still got a little bit of work to do in his blocking, but he is going to be a force to be reckoned with in Irish volleyball in the future.
Yeah. Serve long by Liechtenstein. Well, someone who's only been playing volleyball for a year, I know physical stature and everything as a middle blocker, that's great, 6'9". But it does say something about the national team program if you can walk on as a middle blocker with just 1 year's experience.
In what sense?
In that there's no one there better than him with 1 year.
It does a bit. I mean, he's incredibly tall. He's obviously very athletic, so I think he'll develop very, very quickly, as he obviously has done so far. But you're right, it is exceptional to walk onto a national squad within a year of starting the game. It took us years to become that bad.
Yeah, I would take him away for an intensive one-on-one technical camp, I think, because the guy's got such potential for this team.
And number 12, Yuguna, another very strong hitter for them. 19-9, it's going to be almost impossible for Liechtenstein to come back from this, I fear.
Net fault Ireland brings a valuable point to Liechtenstein. Takes them to 10 points, double figures. Liechtenstein bringing 2 substitutions in, and what you're seeing here is some of the starters from yesterday coming back on the court. And This is number 4, Von Loch, who was out and out their star hitter, I think, in their first few games. So, Benjamin Wolf, the main setter, and Von Loch, the main outside hitter, back on the court.
And Fabian Barth, the captain's been taken off.
Time out, Ireland.
Interesting.
Von Loch gone opposite, maybe. Yeah, so I don't know, maybe Igor was just looking to give some of the subs a run out, let them see the court, experience the tournament, get some international experience, all about building his program. He's brand new into this team, he's only been there a couple of weeks. So, you know, that's a nice thing to do. He's bringing back his starters now, so we might see a shift in this game towards the end of this set and into the next set.
Either that or he's thinking, you know what, I'll give up on this set and get some of the guys warmed up because I'm going to need them in the next one. But yeah, you're right, he's only been in this post for not very long, and this is their first tournament together. So he's learning about them as they're learning about him.
Yeah, I was really impressed by Benjamin Wolf serving now. He's a very nice setter too. Net fault Ireland, point Liechtenstein.
Double touch.
Oh, double touch.
Strange decision. In volleyball, you're allowed to touch the ball twice in defence as long as it's one movement, but apart from that, it is a fault if you touch the ball twice, even in close succession.
On the first defensive contact. Fantastic block by number 4, Von Loch.
A little bit of a resurgence by Liechtenstein.
Yeah, he is the opposite.
Down the front of the block. Ireland reached that 20-point mark, which is always a...
Yeah, Ireland 2012 still on a saleable lead, wouldn't you think?
Very much.
Yeah, there's a bit more firepower on this team now.
Yeah, good.
Faster tempo.
Good substitutions by Igor. You know what?
I think that was it. I think he just started his bench just to give them a flavour of what it's like to walk on an international match, give them an opportunity. But he's brought his big guns back on. Misfiring on that one.
You know what? Liechtenstein have been using the middle quick set very, very little. I don't think at all. In this set, and that's allowed the Irish blockers to stack on the second and third tempo hitters.
That might change a bit now with Benjamin Wolf on, I think.
I think so. He's their starting setter.
We tried to con the Liechtenstein boys out of €5 each for their lunch yesterday, but they were having none of it.
Well, they probably can't afford it being such a poor country. You probably heard the Liechtenstein national anthem is the same as God Save the Queen, the British one. They couldn't afford their own tune, they're so poor.
And by Queen you mean King?
Oh yes, that new guy. Yeah, the royal family, don't you love them? Oh, we've insulted them as well. That's today's starting insult from the insult team. Yeah, Liechtenstein of course is a tax haven and banking hub and incredibly rich.
Oh yeah, another fantastic put away. Injaguna's having a brilliant game so far.
Yeah, I think he and Hassan are very much the big hitters in that team.
He's dominating the net. That's what you want to see from the middle blocker.
Very good server as well. Oh yes, and Liechtenstein is the world's biggest producer of false teeth. I'm sure you knew that.
That's Captain Jerry Obi put one just a bit too long.
Yeah, full name Jeremiah Obiekwe, but everybody calls him Jerry Obi, as in Juan Kenobi. before certainly wasn't strong with him in that serve.
Nice put away out of the back row. We're seeing more from Ireland in this than we've seen, I think, in any game so far, don't you think?
It's the best they've been so far in the tournament since Friday. No, they're doing everything right. Mostly, you know, as we said before, they're getting a good pass to the setter, Jordan Donnelly, and he's very, very good at spreading around and keeping the Liechtensteinian blockers guessing. So when you get that right, you can't really go wrong.
Jaguna just faulting on the serve on that one. Yeah,
Milicevic coming on.
It's a double substitution to bring a stronger blocker on front court.
I must say, although Liechtenstein are losing quite heavily, Coach Igor has been very, very astute with his substitutions.
He's going to reverse that now. Miljanko Milicevic is the second, well, up until now has been the second setter in the team, but he's getting a good run out in this game so far. Nice serve. Oh, nice pickup again. Fantastic pickup. What great defense from Ireland.
Noville. Oh, what a great defense, though.
Fabulous defense. Really good.
Still set point, though.
I think that was Jonathan Donnelly, the setter, chased off and got that.
I think it was.
Yeah. Can't say enough about him. He's been great this tournament. So Ireland sitting on 8 set points. Safe enough to say they've taken this first set comfortably.
Interesting time to call a timeout. 24-16 up.
Yeah.
He probably wants to just talk about the weather. Graham Bell.
Yeah, he's also maybe just saying, look, I don't want a couple of needless points just given away here. Finish this out. Do the business.
Yeah, it's, I mean, as we've said several times, it is very important whether you're winning or losing to carry the momentum through into the next set. Because it's very easy to win a set and think, yeah, we're fine. And then suddenly you get a big shot at the start of the next set.
It's very important if you're winning or losing that you win.
Jerry, you should be a philosopher.
Yamada gets scuffed on the outside. Another point. Creeping up now to 17 for Liechtenstein. We've talked about this before, you know, but getting into the ascendancy at the end of a set if you're behind, carrying that momentum into the next set is really important.
That was Fabian Barth, the Liechtensteinian captain, giving his team a bit of heart. Great set. Is that out?
Oh, it's just out down the line. All right, Ireland have got to look to themselves here. This is they shouldn't be messing about on 24. Finish this game out.
Yes, I think
Graham Bell, double substitution called.
I think Ireland have relaxed a little bit, haven't they?
Yeah, Peter Glynn coming back in. And that's number 1, Mark Bumate, joining the fray as well.
I don't think we've seen him on so far, have we?
I don't think so, no. Defensive specialist, maybe. Good passer. This ball is going opposite to McGlynn. No. Put away by Hassan, and Ireland take the first set relatively comfortably at 25-18, much more comfortable at the start of the set. Liechtenstein changing up their team, started with their bench, changed up brought their main guys back in and clawed back quite a few points, middle and end of that set, I would say.
It'll be interesting to see what Igor Prilopsky does now at the start of the second set, whether he starts with his big guns blazing or it's difficult to see that he would really start with any sort of second swing players, because they got a little bit of momentum back there, but they, towards the end of that set, maybe Ireland relaxed a little bit, but Liechtenstein put together some good points, and that monster block by Captain Fabian Barth.
Yeah, I think he'll start with all his starters.
I would.
If that makes sense. I mean, all his traditional starters that he's had on in previous games.
Funny you said about winning earlier. I remember reading about an American football coach, and somebody asked him what his pre-match talks were like, and he said, "Well, I generally give the same pre-match talk before every match, and it generally works best if my team's better than the other team." Although having said that, in volleyball very much, and in many sports, there's a huge amount of analysis and stats and scouting before matches. So quite often the match is won or lost even before the team steps on court a bit.
Yeah.
But it's still down to the players on court to do it.
I think one of the greatest things I've heard a coach say, and I can't remember his name sadly, but the All Blacks rugby coach, a New Zealand rugby coach, back in the day of Jonah Lumu, who was just phenomenal rugby player, and in the dressing room before the game he said to the team, rugby is a game of 15 players and it's the job of the 14 of you to get the ball to Jonah.
Love it.
Jonah was unstoppable. Yeah. But you don't often see that in volleyball. It has to be said. It's not a sport where there's an out and out single player that can change a game. Yes, you do get standout players on every team. There's no doubt about that. But everybody has to play. You can find a gap in volleyball and find a weak player quite easily. Yeah. Everyone's got to be confident of what they do.
And I think, as we said yesterday, we had a few teams like Sweden in the past, and Russia at stages, where they're relying very heavily on one or two players, and that won't work because the other team will just get them out of the game as much as possible. So yeah, you need 5 or 6 very strong guys on each team.
And that's when you look at the top teams in the world today: Poland and Italy, USA. The threat is everywhere.
And of course, in men's volleyball, over the past few years, the attack has not only become faster, but it's become faster to the backcourt as well. So it's increasingly difficult for blockers to know where the ball is coming from, and even if they do, to get there.
Well, Coach Igor has fooled us, Jeff, because he's left some of the big guys still on the bench for the start of the second set. So maybe he's decided it's more important to give experience to the bench in this tournament.
Yeah, that would be an interesting decision. We said at the start that this match to not get the wooden spoon is as important as a final, but maybe he is thinking towards the future.
Well, then, but the other thing is, he is a coach who's played in the Olympics. He played at an elite level. He's coached at an elite level. He's thinking we haven't picked up a medal in this tournament, so let's use it for development.
Could be. Although you still don't like to lose those, so let's see. He may mix and match a bit.
Yeah. He knows more than 2 Muppets.
Although, having said that, if he's in as a new coach and he comes home from this with the wooden spoon, it won't go down too well with the guys who hired him.
That's right. McGlynn serving for Ireland.
Yeah, Jerry, go over and ask Igor what he's playing at, will you?
I think on the previous games that we've seen Liechtenstein play, 11 has just killed that Andrew Broder. He's been their outstanding player, wouldn't you say?
One of the Broder brothers, he has been. Yeah, tall and very skillful. Hits high and hard. He's also a very clever hitter. You know, if he's faced with a big two-man block, he'll either cut it around the block, or more often he hits high and hard for their fingers to get the touch off the block.
Yeah, he's a smart player.
Good rally. No more. Yeah.
And as if to illustrate our point, Broder kills one down the line at the end of a really good rally. For both teams doing really well during that.
He's starting to get pretty fired up actually, so that could make the difference.
Nice hit off high hands, but net touch, I think, or just across the line.
I think it might have been a net touch. I didn't notice Paddy's call. You know, Jerry, I never thought I'd say this, but I'm looking at the Irish team and thinking that Irish team is taller than another European team. That's a first. As I said earlier, Hassan, you know, he's a very, very good hitter, as we saw in the warm-up, but his blocking is still technically just a little behind. He's got the height, but not the control in the block.
Liechtenstein racing off to a 6-2 lead in the second set, forcing a timeout from Coach Graham Bell for Ireland. Yeah, tall teams. The team I coached, the Northern Ireland team I coached at the second round of the World Championships, I was blessed with having just a team of monsters. You know, we were one of the tallest teams in the competition, believe it or not.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, it was phenomenal.
That is important. I mean, generally you find a top level volleyball not all the players are 2 meters plus or 6'7" plus, and some teams have absolute monsters like the Russians, 2 meters 17, 2 meters 15 around there. And not only are they big, but they're very athletic and very fast.
Very athletic, yeah. When you watch high level volleyball on TV, and you see 6 guys, you all look the same as well. You know, physically they all look the same, and the way they play around the court, you think that, you know, they're guys who are 5'11". Stand up beside them, and they're 6'9", all of them. You know.
Yeah.
And it's the same with the women. Women at elite volleyball. I remember getting an India lift with 3 of the Turkish national women's team, and they're, you know, 6'5", 6'6". It's quite an impressive sight, I tell you.
Tell me about it. I mean, I'm 2 meters 2, 6'7" and a half, and I remember covering the Europeans for Volleyball Multi magazine in California, and I was looking at the Russian women training, and I went down to talk to one of them after, and they were all the same height as me.
Yeah.
And better looking. Well, a bit of a turnaround here, eh?
Yeah, nice attack through the middle from Ireland, though.
I think that's been one of the differences. You know, Ireland put in a very good pass to setter Jordan Donnelly, and he's been able to run the middle, whereas Liechtenstein have been relying a lot on the second tempo sets, especially to Broder, number 11.
That one, unfortunately, just out by Hassan.
I mean, I don't think Liechtenstein have run the middle at all, have they? Hardly at all.
I haven't seen it so far, yeah.
Yeah, and of course that makes things a lot easier for the Irish blockers.
Nice swing from Yamada, number 11 for Ireland. Beautiful hit, high contact point, top of the block, off the tips of the fingers. Very, very difficult to do anything about that. Great shot.
He's come on very well. Actually today he didn't get a lot of play yesterday or on Friday, but
no, he's playing great.
Good move by coach Graham Bell to bring him on. Smart head up a small blocker.
Yeah, I think we might see Liechtenstein trying to exploit, and much as we've, sung the praises of Jordan Donnelly from a setting point of view. I think just physical stature-wise, blocking is always going to be a weakness there against bigger teams.
And if Liechtenstein have any sense, they will use that to their advantage.
Oh, what a hit! Fantastic put away. Jerry Obi, the captain. Obi being another one to watch. I can say that because I'm from Derry.
You can. Strong with him the forces today. Right, that's all Star Wars fans we've insulted now. How many insults are we running at today?
No, I don't think we've insulted them. They'd be happy with that.
They would, yeah.
Now, Jerry, you can't go and crank the ball and then go back and do that. Come on, focus, man.
Good serve, that.
Great swing. Yeah, he's playing well. And that was a lovely set as well.
By the libero?
Yeah.
Very clever by Donnelly. He was forced to play the first ball, and of course, I'm sure they've done this in practice, but he realised instantly that the thing to do was play to the libero in the backcourt to set.
Yeah, Sean Eardley, that is. Nice set. Okay, Ireland, a few unforced errors are creeping in here. Takes Liechtenstein to an 11-6. 5-point lead. Timeout, Coach Bell. Ireland's second timeout.
You know what? He's in the same position now as Igor Pilotsny was in the first one.
Exactly the same, yeah.
Used both his timeouts and nothing else to do but substitutions.
So what has happened here, Jeff? Do you think what's reversed this?
Good question. I think Liechtenstein have upped their game a bit. They are going to Broder, number 11 on the outside, and targeting Jordan Donnelly, number 8, the Irish setter, who is probably the smallest player on the court, actually. Yeah. So that is a blocking weakness, and I think Liechtenstein are using that. I think also psychologically they've picked their game up a bit. And I think Ireland may be guilty of that fatal flaw where they won the first set fairly easily and thought, we're coasting to a 3-0 win here. And then suddenly go, whoops, maybe we're not. Jerry, the jungle drums are playing. What does that mean? You're the drummer, you should know.
Good defense. Nice up. Yeah, Yamada hitting deep again. And off the roof. Nice swing. Yeah, he's on good form. Sonny Yamada, number 11 for Ireland, playing opposite. And yeah, everything he touches at the minute brings a point. Good.
You know what? Liechtenstein are being very clever here. Not only are they targeting Jordan Donnelly, the short blocker in the Irish team, but when Hassan is in the block, they're just tipping the ball around him.
Donnelly's just rotated back to serve now, so a stronger blocking lineup for Ireland with Yamada, Zakir Hassan and McGlynn front row. Not able to hold that, unfortunately.
Peter McGlynn on the Irish side is a bit of a shorter blocker as well, so Liechtenstein are targeting that. I think Jerry Liechtenstein are playing a very clever game here and getting back into the game.
No angle on that middle attack. That's inexperience, I think. Just good use, Peter McGlynn. Good use. Yeah, Zakir Hassan just not quite realising it. Every time a middle blocker hits, he's got to put a really sharp angle on that ball.
That's just inexperience,
Yeah.
I mean, we saw that with Northern Ireland, that they hit all the middle quick sets just right in front of them, whereas the other middle hitters, they're very, very adept at cutting it back.
Okay. Yeah, Njaguna rotating into the front row for Ireland now as well. So it's, you know, that's 2 rotations. They've had a strong sort of blocking line up, but they've lost the ball each time. Haven't been able to capitalise on that straight away.
Graham Bell, the Irish coach, looking slightly concerned, as he would.
Nice. Yeah. Good set, Jordan Donnelly from there. Ball in.
Hassan's looking a little bit rattled, you know. I don't know whether that's lack of experience or lack of confidence, but he's not the superpower he was in the hitting warm-up and at the very start of this.
No, I think it's purely just...
As I was saying.
Goes off an ace just as we're about to say about his technical sort of... the technical journey he still has to go on, but, you know, for playing volleyball for just 1 year, the guy's doing phenomenally well.
Astonishing, you know. He probably heard me and thought, I'm going to teach that commentator guy.
Yamada just getting a block out there. One loss. Hitting the line.
Severin Broder, number 11, and Liechtenstein is a very clever hitter. He's not the tallest in the world, but he's very, very smart.
Oh, sorry, yeah. Andrew Brunner, that's not.
Oh, sorry, yeah. It was Broder.
Wow, fantastic swing from Njaguna. And good use of the middle from Ireland as well. Great work by Jordan Donnelly. He is really spreading the ball, making the Liechtenstein blockers think about this, bringing all his attackers into the game. Good play.
You know what, the previous set by Jordan Donnelly was remarkable. He was halfway back to the 3-meter line and he just set the quick straight up rather than over at the net. But they're using the middle a lot more, aren't they?
Yeah.
Oh, amazing, surely. Yeah. The Liechtensteinian blocker there reached over the net and interrupted Jordan Donnelly when he was trying to set the ball, which is a foul. They can complain all they like, but they're not going to get that one.
There's a nice comeback by Ireland. Yamada serving.
I think a lot of the Irish comeback in this is down to Jordan Donnelly. You know, very good setter using his middle guys and. Whoops, it's out.
Yeah, and you know what that is. I've been seeing it a bit in the Irish team. Transition in volleyball when you move from attack to defence and defence to attack. The Irish team are not transitioning, for me, fast enough or far enough.
Okay.
And it's just, it's meaning their hitters are putting themselves under a bit more pressure because they're not well enough balanced because they haven't done the hard yards and transitioning. And that can be an experience too.
Oh yeah, you mean the hitters aren't getting off the net quickly enough to get into position to hit?
Quickly enough or far enough, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's right. You know, I think Jordan Donnelly is getting in a position as a setter quickly enough, but the hitters aren't.
It limits your hitting window if you're not transitioning far enough. Smart use, and again, as you pointed out, Jeff, they are picking on Ireland's setter. Just he's putting up a defensive block. He's doing the right thing. You know, he's getting touches occasionally on the block, but they are exploiting it.
And you know what, Ireland need to know they're doing that and get their defensive guys back to take the touch of the block and the ball deep.
Once again, not turning in the middle of hit. Great up. Good swing.
Great save.
What a set.
Liechtenstein are on fire at the moment.
But you know what, that was a fabulous rally. Really good stuff from both teams. Ireland in particular during that, and just unfortunate, but Liechtenstein are smart. They have seen a weakness and they're exploiting it. And Coach Bell has said, so have I. And he's given Jordan Donnelly a wee rest here now to see if we can strengthen the block.
And you know what?
Sorry, no.
Sorry,
just
Jerry.
brought on Valdez, is he? Is that 16 Valdez? Yeah.
Yeah.
So no, it's just changing the setter.
Whoops. And you know what, Jerry? I mean, as I said earlier, Ireland are running the middle a lot, but Liechtenstein, their middle blockers, have started to keep their hands high and just read and react to that and just tap block. And they're starting to block the Irish quick attack.
Good reach. Good reach. Means you're going to get a great job there with a difficult set.
It's very difficult for a setter to come on cold and just immediately slot into the game, isn't it?
Yeah.
More than hitters, you know. If you're a hitter, especially middle guy, you just jump up and hit the ball. But the setter's got both his brain and gear and that subtlety of touch and accuracy that's crucial for a setter.
Unforced error on the serve. Takes Liechtenstein 5 points up at 19-14. Yeah, you can survive with a small setter in volleyball. You know, it used to be small guys were thrown into set. Small guys now tend to be thrown in to be a libero. You can survive with a small setter as the likes of Japan at world level can show. Because what you want from your setter is someone who puts up a headable ball every time. But a smart team will exploit that.
Very much, yeah. I think that the higher and higher the level gets, the more and more difficult it is to live with a small setter, and Japan is an exception to that, as Japan is an exception to so many things.
Just about everything, yeah. They are such a great team to watch.
Oh, they're brilliant, aren't they? I probably like them so much because I am Japanese. What a
Swing! Fabulous put away by Nisu.
Very interesting point in the set. You know, Liechtenstein have got to that 20-point psychological barrier.
Yeah.
Ireland 5 points behind, so it's going to be very interesting to see what happens in the rest of this set. I think Coach Graham Bell is playing it pretty well, though, in terms of who he uses.
Nice serve.
You were saying earlier, Jerry, that the Irish hitters in transition, when they're going from defence to attack, they're not really working, and Hassan is living proof of that, and he's just all over the place.
But that's purely inexperience.
That's an experience.
Yeah. I mean, the transition footwork and patterns from middle
quite complex.
are even more difficult. Yeah, it's something you got to work hard on. And as you know, Jeff, middle blockers, usually guys like you without brains, you have to work really hard with them to get their footwork patterns right.
I think we make up for our lack of brains by our astonishing charisma and modesty.
You're just the big monsters that we throw in there to kill anything that's put in front of you, and you normally do that quite well.
Yeah, I love it when I'm not working as a Swedish chef. And you know what? The Liechtenstein blockers have started looking at Hassan, and if he's not looking ready to hit, they're just ignoring him and going to the outside. Difficult rotation now for Ireland with front court small setter and the middle, the quick hitter coming from behind, number 14.
Let's just watch Hassan's approach from here.
Yeah, he's not there.
Well, it's not too bad, but he's not looking at his setter, so he's looking at the net. So by just looking at the net and the setter tries to find you, you're not opening, you're not giving the setter a big triangular target up there to hit.
Yeah, even if the setter had set him there, his elbow was in the way anyway.
And I don't mean this as a criticism of the guy. He's only been playing a year. I'm saying that these are all things that when he develops them, are going to turn him into a potent player.
He'll be astonishing. He will be astonishing.
That's no contest, I'm afraid. One-on-one against Valdez. There's only ever going to be one outcome there.
Especially if you're Broder.
Broder's a nice hitter. Well balanced.
He is not incredibly tall, but big jump and smart. Too smart to be a middle blocker, Jerry. Oh yeah.
Good swing.
That's a captain's example.
Okay, Ireland could do with a little micro run of someone holding serve here. The blockers doing their business. This is a decent enough blocking roll. Let's see if they can pull one back. Goes to Broder. Yeah. Unlucky. Block gets a touch.
Again, such a smart hitter, you know. I mean, the Irish number 5 Disha there is a pretty tall guy, but he's the smaller of the two blockers in that, and Broder just went for him.
Takes us to set point Liechtenstein to level it up.
I think we've got a game on, Jerry.
Nosh being brought in to strengthen the block for this last point. Serve long from Broder. Ireland can breathe again.
I guess if you're 24-19 up, you can go for it.
Setter back in for Liechtenstein. No block required.
And the Irish captain off, and Lachlan Donnelly in as a server. Quite difficult this, you know, to be brought on as a sub, as a specialist server.
Yeah. Yeah, there are a few, you know, people who that is their only job at the top level.
For sure, yeah.
Timeout. Liechtenstein in a repeat of the Irish timeout at 24 in the last set.
Indeed. Jerry, what are these guys playing at? I think we need to have a word.
Oh dear. Unfortunately long. Gives a set to Liechtenstein, and we level it up here at 1-all in the 5th-6 playoff in the men's European Volleyball Small Countries Championship, coming to you from the South Lake Centre in Craigavon, the home of volleyball in Northern Ireland. We'll pick you up again at the start of set 3. Coach Prilozny sticking with Miljanko Milicevic as setter for Liechtenstein in this set as well, Jeff. Benjamin Wolf not getting much of a run in this game.
Yeah, interesting, and I'm not quite sure why. You know, Wolf was a very good setter, but you know what? It worked in the last set, and we've had two very similar scores: 25-18 to Ireland in the first, 25-19 to Liechtenstein in the second. I think, you know, Ireland are going to need to work on their transition and their block cover, behind the block, because Liechtenstein have been working on attacking number 8 Jordan Donnelly. He got it there.
Oh, he gets a block, but sadly touches the net on it. He's out to prove you wrong there, Jeff.
He went out to prove me wrong, and he almost did. Yeah, as I was saying, Liechtenstein are very cleverly started to attack number 8, the Scottish setter, who's the shortest player on court, a bit of a margin.
The what player?
The
Irish player.
The Irish player?
Yeah.
What did I say? Scottish.
Good job, one of us is paying attention. It's because they're wearing blue.
That's what it is. Nice shirt, though. But yeah, if Liechtenstein are going to attack him by hitting the top of his hands, the Irish defence needs to be really deep around that to pick up the ball off that.
Yeah.
And also they need to work on their transition from defence to attack. Yeah, head over him again, our number 11 this time. Yamada Brennan. Yeah, they're being very smart, Liechtenstein, with their hitting. They're still not using the middle much, but the outside guys are hitting very, very cleverly, I think.
Yeah. You know, every time Ireland have tipped the ball or rolled it to the campfire, they've caused trouble for Liechtenstein. They've either won a point or they've put them out of system.
Yep.
And you know, this is playing smart. This is a visible sort of weakness in this team that we can see from here. So let's see if Irish guys pick up on it. Good work, Yamada, to keep that alive.
Yeah, yet again, Broder going for the smaller blocker. Very, very clever. Very, very clever hitter. Reminds me of me, apart from the cleverness bit.
And the header bit.
And the header bit. But apart from that, we're very similar. Out of the fact that he's about 100 years younger than I am.
Yeah, that's a timing issue again. I mean, we're not going to labour this with the guys' inexperience, but that's just timing.
It'll be interesting to see if Hassan stays on, you know. Number 14 for Ireland, as opposed to Scotland.
Good work again, Yamada. Jordan Donnelly using the old setter's trick of staring intently at the light if you mess up your set. Used that myself many a time, Jordan.
Jerry,
Nothing wrong with that.
Jerry, you use it every time. That's the trouble.
Timeout Ireland. Yeah. Early lead, Liechtenstein 5-2 up.
I thought you usually blamed me when I wasn't busy blaming you. Yeah, interesting, isn't it? You know, Ireland got off to a really good start, and we thought, oh yeah, they're gonna swing this, but very good. You know what? I think Graham Bell is a very good coach. He's made a very big difference to Ireland, but you know, Igor Prilotsny, hugely experienced.
Yeah.
And I think that's sort of showing a bit. The way he's worked this.
Yeah, they will exploit a weakness, you know, and you exploit a weakness until the other team fixes it, you know.
Absolutely, yeah.
If you have to set the outside every single set and you're winning a point, do it.
Yeah.
That's how you win games. Until the opponent fixes the problem, you keep digging it.
Which Ireland haven't quite.
That one's just in the net. One of the few errors Yamada has made so far in this game.
Yes, he's normally very steady.
Yeah, we had a telepathic connection when we were playing, Jeff. I never knew what you were thinking, and you never knew what I was thinking.
Jerry, I didn't know what I was thinking either, so...
That makes three of us.
You know what, indeed. I used to be schizophrenic, but we're all right now.
Jeff will be... Oh, goodness me. We're going to have to apologise for that.
Everybody.
Any people we've offended on that one too.
But you know what, we had a lot of good years out of it, both playing and coaching, and here we are, still enjoying it.
And still involved. We're still coaching and we're still doing stuff.
Yep.
And we're cheap as well, if anybody's listening.
Yeah, all we need is a packet of potato crisp a day. Cheese and onion for me, salt and vinegar for Jerry. Unlimited Pims for Jerry.
Yes, please. Oh, nice. Put away on the block, Ireland. Double touch called on the setter.
That's very unusual.
That wouldn't, only because that travelled over the net, of course, now, is why Paddy Elder, the referee, called it. If that ball had stayed on the Liechtenstein side, the double touch from the setter wouldn't have been called.
Oh, really? Okay. Oh, yeah, because of the rules. Yeah.
Irish block gets Broder that time. And Yamada puts one away for Ireland on the opposite. Beautiful attack. Really nice hitter, him. He's really well balanced through the ball.
And it's funny, he's wearing number 11 and he's as clever as the Liechtenstein number 11. The middle blocker didn't quite get there that time and he just pinned it on the angle.
Yeah, really nice. Benjamin Wolf, Liechtenstein setter, starting setter, has been brought back in. Let's see if he can steady the ship.
Oh, not with that set, he can't.
They got the point though. I've just illustrated what I've just said, you know, that was it. In our day that would have been called as a double touch by the setter, but got away with it now because a double touch, if it stays on your side, is fine.
When did that change come in? I've forgotten.
Oh, I can't remember. No, in the
last couple of years?
Well, no, quite recently, I think, yeah.
There have been several rule changes over the years, of course, generally in men's volleyball to even up the disparity between the defence and the attack always being stronger in men's volleyball. And back when you could only score when you were serving, the game was not as exciting as it is now. It just went side out, side out, side out forever.
I think it's that combined with the continuity of the game for TV as well. And for people who aren't volleyball purists watching the game, struggling with, you know, why did the referee call that and do a funny sign. Volleyball it's a sport where you were punished for how you contacted the ball, which is quite unusual in a sport. So they're trying to release that a bit more and allow the game to flow a bit more.
Yeah, and I think it has improved it, you know. It's much more enthralling spectacle.
Nice.
Nice set.
Quick set from Benjamin Wolf. That's what you were saying, you know, he uses the middle, the other setter doesn't so much. So Ireland will have their work cut out here now when he starts spreading the ball around a bit more for Liechtenstein.
Yeah, and you know what? That's gonna using the middle is gonna pin the Irish middle blockers like Hassan, and he is then going to struggle to get to the outside and make a well-formed block if it doesn't go to the middle.
Broder cannons one, but just misses. Put away smartly. Pipe from Broder. And this is Benjamin Wolf spreading the ball. Oh, it's out, was it?
It was out.
Oh,
yeah.
it was out, sorry.
Yeah, but you're right, he's spreading the ball much more than the other setter. I see he's done something to his elbow, whatever that is.
Put a big plaster on it.
Going for the sympathy vote.
Great set. What a fabulous set. But that one is also called out.
And it's
And Ireland come back to 9-9.
9-9.
I asked one of the Liechtenstein boys this morning, who are supposed to be a smart team, as you said, what the square root of 81 was, and he said,
9.
No.
Everyone a gem. Ooh, bit of a comeback, Ireland. They've taken the lead.
Great block in Ireland. Injaguna hanging in the air, waiting on that ball, reading the tip, and giving it back with interest to Liechtenstein.
Time out, Liechtenstein.
Hey, good set this one. Ireland just creeping ahead by 2 points, enough to worry Liechtenstein, enough to call a timeout.
I think that's a sign of a good coach, actually, who calls a timeout early rather than waiting until it's too late to do anything.
Yeah, I think he's just sensed a change in momentum here. Now, Ireland have to hold this momentum. The key thing to doing that is, of course, what?
Winning.
Not missing this serve, okay?
That's another reason why a coach calls a timeout. We used to love it when you called a timeout and the opposition went back and served in the net.
Oh, it is heartbreaking, you know. It is heartbreaking. You call a timeout and the next thing they do is serve in the net.
No, I mean, if you're the coach who called it.
If you're the coach who called it, it's your point. It's fantastic, but pressure here now. Oh, and he answers it with an ace. That is exactly what you want.
It's amazing the way the players can hear what we're saying from across the other side of the courtyard.
Yeah, even though we talk so much gibberish, like we do have a few years of volleyball experience under our belt. Well, so hopefully that creeps in now and again.
Yeah, occasionally. I like to sprinkle a few facts in among the gibberish. And it is top quality gibberish, you have to admit. The other Broder, brothers back on for Liechtenstein.
Nice block, Liechtenstein. Glenn O'Riordan getting roofed there, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, with the release set like that and 2 big blockers against, they needed to hit it a bit higher and harder or smarter or tip.
Okay, Ireland need to knuckle down here. There has been a visible shift in the momentum. Back to Liechtenstein, who have pulled it back to 1 point of a difference here. that's better.
That's a smarter hit. Oh yeah, good block. Number 6, Alessandro Nip. He certainly nipped Ireland in the bud there.
Ireland doing the right thing though, you know, they're playing a fast tempo, they're hitting the ball on the first tempo. They've just got to be smarter about turning on that attack in the middle.
Peter McGlynn back on for Ireland.
Yeah, he'll strengthen that outside attack for sure. Serve straight at him. But he puts one away. Nice work, McGlynn coming off the bench to do that.
You know what, he was under pressure there because that's a weak rotation for Ireland.
Yeah, and serving the outside hitter, making him pass, transition and hit, you know, that's a good tactic also, but he handled that really well. Off-speed serve. That was nice work, Liechtenstein.
Yeah.
Technically, great pass, great set.
Same again, you know,
away, yeah.
Hassan, the Irish number 14, didn't quite make the block, and Liechtenstein just used the number 8.
It's a very easy game when you do it well.
Yeah, indeed.
13-all. Wolf misses one down the line, going for the outside hitter again on that serve. Let's see if they keep that.
A good strategy.
Yeah, hitting the 5-6 seam as we call it, where the outside hitter has got to be pinned back. Right up. Oh, unfortunate.
Or the other way to do it is serve very short to the outside hitter to bring him in.
Yeah,
it's very difficult for him to get back, and
it's a bit more risky of a serve.
bit, yeah.
If you hit the 5-6 seam, you can sort of drift either side of that and you're still putting them in trouble.
14-all.
And run a quicker play, bringing the outside hitter in court. They hit a second tempo ball and that worked well.
It's funny, the Liechtensteinian blockers, specifically the captain Fabian Worth, have started ignoring the Irish middle and just stacking on the outside. Great hit. Right inside Hassan, the middle blocker. So I think Jordan Donnelly, the Irish setter, would be very well advised to start running the quick in the middle again. Very go and tell him. If I was you,
I'm obsessed by technicality in volleyball, and I'm watching the Irish team transitioning when they're receiving serve or the hitter transitioning, and really just backpedaling is not something you should be doing as a hitter when you're transitioning. You got to learn the correct footwork to get you back at speed, but get you back at distance to open up that hitting window for you. Gives you such a bigger range to hit in.
but I think particularly in terms of Hassan, that's just an experience, as we said.
That was Yamada I was looking at.
Oh really? Okay. I hadn't been looking, but good spot.
Broder again, wiping off the hands of Yamada. We've got to work on that, guys. You've got to have a strong right hand when you're blocking out there. Don't let the attacker do that, you know.
Oh dear, not a great set.
Good work.
Yeah.
Yeah, he gets it. Oh, this is a controversial call from Paddy Elder.
Yeah,
Call an invasion.
I thought it was right on top of the net, you know.
It didn't look like invasion to me, I have to say, but we're not in the best angle. He's in a better angle to see that than us. That is saying that the Liechtenstein player, Broder, was over the net when he touched the ball there.
No, I didn't think so, but hey,
No, it didn't
we are
look
not
like
the referee.
Yeah. Ace to Ireland off Yamada's serve.
You know what, Liechtenstein were still rattled by that.
They are rattled, yeah. Keep them rattled, that's exactly what Ireland are thinking. You know, you don't want to be thinking the point that is gone. You want to be thinking, right, that is gone. what do I do going forward to correct that?
Absolutely. Living in the moment is very important in life and volleyball.
Oh, what a block from Ireland in Jaguna, and Paddy Elder calls the block out.
I think
Gives that point to Liechtenstein.
I think the lines person must have called it, but I couldn't see behind Igor.
Nobody can see much behind Igor. What is he, about 6'10"?
No, I think he's about the same height as me. He's about 6'8". I'd say. Yeah.
Great pass. That's good work from Ireland. They scramble over that. No touch on the block from Ireland. Ball head out. Everybody's getting a bit fired up now here in the third set at 19-17 to Ireland.
You know what?
Both teams are beginning to sense it a bit.
Liechtenstein need to settle themselves. I wouldn't be surprised if Igor calls a timeout. Either, certainly if Ireland win this one.
Timeout.
Oh, there he goes.
Timeout not given. He's got to call that on his iPad. Point Ireland. Coach Kozlowski's going to be upset here. He called twice to the referee, second referee, for a timeout, but he has got to indicate that on the iPad the coaches have. He's claiming that he pressed it on the iPad and it's not working. Timeout now given.
Ooh, Liechtenstein looking a bit rattled after those last 3 points.
Yeah, 2017 Ireland, good 3-point lead at the later stages of this set. It's heating up, spicing up a bit, Jeff, isn't it?
It's pretty exciting, absolutely.
It's what we said earlier, you know, wooden spoon games. No one wants a wooden spoon.
Well, it's interesting, we thought earlier that Igor was thinking ahead and not too bothered about this, but I think we're wrong. I think he's as determined to win it as any coach would be. Because you know what, his team certainly doesn't want to go home in last place. And of course, neither does Ireland. So can Liechtenstein settle down and get their act back together again after those few controversial points? Certainly the last one.
Paddy Elder, the referee, is just having a word with the Liechtenstein captain. I think he's saying, you the boys that do those false teeth, where can I get a set? Because as we know, yeah, we had a word with Paddy earlier about going to get a nice set of false teeth in Liechtenstein.
Yeah, Liechtenstein does produce 60 million sets of false teeth annually, about 20% of global sales. There you go. You don't get those sort of facts from other volleyball countries. Oh, nice pick up. Oh dear.
Oh, unfortunately, Libero couldn't do enough to get that over the net, but that was a great pancake. Nice pick up.
Liechtenstein really have fallen apart in the last 4 points, haven't they? Due to a combination of several circumstances, not helped by that timeout that wasn't a timeout.
Jerry Obie, the Irish captain, serving. Nice serve. Off-speed attack from Bro. He's got everything in his bow, hasn't he? Every shot in the book.
Hasn't he just?
And you know, you want that from a hitter. It's not enough for a hitter, pin hitters, just to have a, you know, an angle, a line shot and a tip shot. That is the bare minimum. They've got to have a range of block out, high hands, roll shots.
Net foul, I think.
Net foul, surely, yeah. Benjamin Wolf, the Liechtenstein setter, who's also a smallish guy, just touching the net on his block.
But you're right, if a hitter only has 1 or 2 shots, the block will pretty soon, the defense will pretty soon pick that up. But if you can keep them guessing what you're actually going to do, you're on to a winner every time.
Whoa, that one has gone way out of the hole.
I think that's slightly out. That one came down with snow on it.
Yeah, the Americans used to call that ability, you know, if you had such a range of shots and were almost impossible to block. as a pin hitter. What a put away by McGlynn on the outside from a fantastic job down the line. Beautiful hit. Yeah, the Americans used to call that being a slime hitter.
Yeah. Not a very nice term, but all the same.
Song on their block now. Zakir Hassan pulls one out of the bag, takes Ireland to set point in the third set. 24-19. Brilliant job.
That was one time Hassan got it exactly right.
Setter Jordan Donnelly serving. Great serve.
Oh, invasion. I would have thought. Paddy says no.
Yeah, Paddy said, let's end this nonsense.
But you're right, Fist, with that sort of incredibly adaptable hitter, blocking defence. You're thinking, what have we got to do with this guy?
Yeah.
Time out Ireland, I think. Yeah, Jerry, what is it with these coaches? They only call timeouts when they've got 24 points.
24 up. 24-20 Ireland. Yeah, they're not going to lose this set. Having 4 set points, it's only one kill. So
good game though, isn't it, so far?
Yeah, it's a really nice game.
I don't mean volleyball in general. I mean this particular one. I much prefer tiddlywinks and Morris dancing. Jerry, what am I talking about?
Your two passions in life. Put away on a second tempo attack by Ireland. Yamada comes in on the outside. Hits the widow, as we call it here. I don't know what they call it on the Irish team. Beautiful put away.
Mrs. Murphy, she's a widow.
I think Graham Bell probably called that in the timeout. He said, okay, let's finish this off in style. If it's a good pass, you run in the widow, hit the second tempo attack, kill this, and let's go to the other side of the court. Great play. We'll see you at the start of the next one. Okie dokie, here we go. Fourth set in the 5th-6 playoff here at the 2026 Men's European Volleyball Small Countries Championship, coming to you from the South Lake Centre in Craigavon, the home of volleyball in Northern Ireland. Great performance so far by Ireland. Jeff, what do you think?
Very much, yeah. It was an interesting, well, they won the first, lost the second, and it was neck. They were behind at the start of that last set, and then it was neck and neck until about 17 all, and then a few rattly points, and Liechtenstein tried to call a timeout, wasn't allowed, so I think that rattled them, and after that it sort of lost it really.
Jordan Donnelly gets us underway. Ireland in blue taking on Liechtenstein in red. First blood to Jordan Donnelly and Ireland.
And I think Liechtenstein coach Igor Polotny will have said to them at that timeout, guys, settle down and focus and get back on top as you were at the start of that last set.
Yeah, this is the unforgivable stuff we talked about. A good miss on your serve in volleyball for me is one that goes out the back. A bad miss is a serve in the net. Unless you are ripping a jump serve, that's unforgivable in my book. Nice set. Great block set, maybe just a bit tight.
Yeah, Broder, I think.
Had a lot of work to do in the block. We're just saying thank you very much.
That was Broder, number 11. Yeah. Liechtenstein, a very good hitter, and obviously a very good blocker as well.
He is our out-and-out star, isn't he?
Yeah, and he looks about 6'2", 6'3", not incredibly tall by international standards, but big jump and very clever.
Great hit by Yamada over the top of the block. Lovely hit. He's really come on song. He's having a great game.
He has. He wasn't on much yesterday. He sort of was on and off a little bit, but he's been brought on today, and he's proving his worth. Both mostly hitting, but a little bit of blocking.
That one was out of kilter. No connect between the setter and the middle hitter there. Yeah, Broder, number 11 for Liechtenstein. I think the thing I like about him most is his balance in the air. He's a really well balanced attacker when he's attacking the ball.
Yeah, he's got that very thing about a good sportsman or woman that they make it look reasonably effortless. He jumps, he pauses, and he does what he wants to do. Liechtenstein stuck at it and won the point.
Yeah, it was a nice rally though. Paddy Elder's a good referee, isn't he?
He is, yeah.
What I like about Paddy, and I think it's an indicator of a good referee, is you rarely see him, you rarely hear from him. The game just flows.
Yeah. No, if you're noticing the referee, there's something wrong. And you've been noticed by quite a few referees in your time, Jerry.
Oh, for good reasons, I hope.
Of course.
Nice pass.
Hit the antennae, out.
Yeah, just clips the antennae, called out by the line judge.
The red and white poles, for those of you who don't know, they mark the edge of the court. You have to hit the ball inside them. And they started the balls with outside and then were moved in again to decrease the effectiveness of the attack in men's volleyball, which has always been stronger in the defence.
Great hit by Yamada again, but picked up by Liechtenstein. Rare mistake from Broder. Goes for high hands, misses this time.
Yeah, he and the rest of the Liechtenstein players were claiming a touch in the block, but I think they were being a little optimistic.
This is far and away the best we've seen Ireland play.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, block out again.
Yeah, it'll be very heartening for Graham Bell coming in as a reasonably new coach of only a few months. As I said, they beat Northern Ireland 3-0 in March, and then had a bit of a shock when that was reversed on Friday. So I think this will be very heartening for them, win or lose. That set was too low.
Yeah, well watched though by Liechtenstein. They were on that. Okay, Donnelly's got a nice front row to play around with here. 3 good hitters. You're going to run the quick behind, but just his momentum took him a bit further than he would have liked. Didn't cut the ball back into court.
Yeah, I looked off balance when he hit it as well. And as we've said, the better middle hitters in this tournament have been the ones who are capable of hitting either in front of them or cutting the ball back.
I think if I'm Jordan Donnelly at the minute, I'm thinking Yamada is my man. He is on fire, and when you've got a hot hitter,
Go to him.
Yeah, find him.
Jordan Donnelly's in the front court, a blocking weakness as far as Liechtenstein are concerned, so let's see if they take advantage of that. Yep.
And over they go. Good defense.
Do it again, yeah. Yeah, they're obviously doing that.
Yeah.
There's really not much Donnelly can do about that, except, as you say, a defensive block, and then the backcourt have got to stay back to pick up the ball coming off his hands if he gets it.
Yeah. Timeout Ireland. 3 points down at 5-8 here in the fourth. Yeah, there's been all sorts of things tried with small setters. Some teams, they allow their small setter when he's front row to drop off, play a defensive role, and they block with 2.
Which is very difficult.
Very, very difficult. I mean, I've seen a couple of teams do that. Hugo Conte back in the day when he used to play alongside Waldo Cantor, if anybody remembers those two for Argentina. And they would have done that. But yeah, I think these days
it's almost impossible.
It's almost impossible.
Yeah. Especially with the strength and speed of the men's attack. Yeah. Even 3 blockers find it difficult, never mind 2.
Broder serving. Out of the pipe goes McGlynn, but just hits it long. Yeah, right idea. Keep invention in the game, keep spreading it around. They're doing well with that. He's got McGlynn out of the pipe, and he's got Yamada on the C here, so we might see that. Yeah, see.
Again.
Goes on to see again and kills that one this time. Beautiful, really nice. He's having a stonker of a game, really nice.
He's very good out of there, isn't he? Jumps high, hits hard, and hits smart. Another tall player, about 6'5", I would say. We haven't been given the heights on the official team sheet, but that's what I'd guess.
Jerry Obie, the Irish captain, serving. Off-speed attack. McGlynn on the outside for Ireland, and that is a weakness in the Liechtenstein team. I think they have not dealt well with that ball at all. Tip over the block, tip into the campfire, at the very least putting them out of system, and often getting a direct point.
It was a valiant attempt by Schlegel, the Liechtensteinian libero, but he didn't quite get there.
Right, but it's on a foot fault by Broder, so point Ireland.
If you're attacking from the backcourt, you have to take off with your foot or feet behind the white 3-meter line, which is 3 meters back from the net.
You can, of course, travel in court after you take off, and at the top level, you will see the pipe hitters landing on the center line. after they've attacked the ball. And there's that mismatch again, Jeff.
Yeah.
Irish setter on the block on the outside being exploited.
And even worse, Njuguna didn't get there at all, the Irish middle blocker.
And even worse, Severin Broder, number 10 for Liechtenstein, is smaller than Jordan Donnelly. Net fault Ireland, surely, yeah. Called by the second referee. I hope we're not going to give Jordan a complex by talking about small blockers all the time, but he's doing a phenomenal job as a setter.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, that's why he's on, you know. He may have
that's
slight deficiencies as blocker, but he is a very, very good setter.
More power to his elbow for holding that position. And as a setter, you want more power in your elbows? Actually, you don't. Great defence, Ireland.
That was Yamada again. Doing as good a job in the backcourt as he is in the defence as he is in attack.
Yeah, a real feisty defence is great to see. Fighting hard for this, Ireland.
You know what, Jerry? Ireland really have not got to grips with what to do about Broder and the Liechtenstein hitters attacking Jordan Donnelly.
They're exploiting a weakness, as we said earlier, and yeah, as a coach now you've got to say, tactically, how do we counter this in some way, you know?
I suppose, well, even if they serve tougher, it's no, you know, Liechtenstein still has the option of doing that, so that's not going to work. So no, I think the only answer is to line up the defence both close and in the back to try and get touches off it's very difficult if the ball's off Jordan's block and straight down. But if he can manage to get it up into the backcourt off his block, then at least they've got a chance of playing.
And I think he's made a conscious effort to try and use what's called a passive block. You know, he's got his palms up. But at the moment they are exploiting that. Yeah. Well used, Peter McGlynn. That was a tight set, and he did the best he could with that. It's an important point for Ireland.
And you know what, Ireland were down about this number of points, I think, in the first set, and they came back to level all, and then Liechtenstein had a bit of a breakdown at 17 all or thereabouts.
Ben O'Sullivan coming on for Ireland, replacing Sakir Hassan.
Brought on his middle blocker, didn't work. Not that time anyway.
We used to occasionally switch block, you know, to hide a small player, a small setter, or a weak blocker.
Yeah.
Just occasionally now and again to give the hitters something else to think about. Yamada again, but this time foot faults on the attack line. Not by much, I have to say. I'm right on the attack line, and he just had a toe on it.
By switch block, Jerry, means just moving your blockers around so that basically your strongest blockers are against their strongest hitter. We use that quite a bit, and you don't see it quite as much now, do you?
No.
The blockers are all
They're
generally
all so proficient,
yeah, doesn't much matter.
Yeah, not like in our day when we used to try and hide you, which was very difficult being 6'8".
Yeah, but I think locking me in the changing room was going a bit too far.
Back when we played, Jeff, you were the only person in the world that was 6'8", it seemed. Now everybody is.
I know, yeah. I started a trend, Jerry. Good block, good pickup. Oh, great defence. Oh, it seems not. Lifting the ball.
That's quite a harsh call, would you not say?
I thought so, yeah.
Nobody's complaining, but...
Mind you, it happened over there, and Paddy was over there, so...
Yeah.
No, I would trust Paddy, as you say, he's a very good referee.
Substitution Ireland, Lachlan Donnelly coming on. Peter McGlynn having a wee rest. Benjamin Wolf serving for Liechtenstein in red. ball is long. Lachlan Donnelly with his first attack. Right idea going deep, but just missed the court.
Sure, I think unless something dramatic happens, we're looking at a 5th set.
Liechtenstein are cruising in this set. Yamada again. That ball is called out by the line judge. Disputed a bit by Liechtenstein, but it's called out by the referee. Nice work. Yamada gets another point. Another one on the stats for him. He's going to have a great stat sheet at the end of this.
Funny, when Liechtenstein complain, they do it in a very polite Germanic sort of way, as opposed to San Marino, who all go mad being surrounded by Italy. Good block.
That one
Alessandro
shuts the lights out on Yamada that time. Nowhere to go.
I think again, Liechtenstein, they're very smart. They see very, very quickly what trends are happening and adapt to them. And Nip there and the rest of the blockers had realised that they were going to Yamada an awful lot.
Lachlan Donnelly gets one for Ireland on the back set there. Well, Liechtenstein are only sitting on 18. We've seen lots of little micro runs in this tournament so far, so you just never know. Good serve.
Oh yeah.
Oh, what a hit.
What a pickup. Good rally. And the important thing for Ireland is to get their energy and momentum up if we do go into a 5th set. Because of course the 5th set's only 15 points, so it's really important to start on the run with that one.
I think defensive positioning of Ireland is looked at against, particularly on the Liechtenstein back set.
Oh dear.
That's just a miscommunication. Oh, and both players going at it. You don't want to see that on a team. That is not a nice thing to see. Two players on the same team going at each other's throats. Don't blame each other, guys. You forget that and you look at the next point, right? You think, what am I going to do to make the next point better? You don't shake your head at your mate. Let off the hook by Liechtenstein. Yeah. Got to know better than that. You don't want to see that on your own team. I know there's high emotions, but
No, you support each other.
Touch. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Nice swing. Touch off the block. Another point back for Ireland. If you were a coach, Jeff, and you saw two players doing that, what would you do?
Pick one of them off. Take the guy who's complaining off.
Absolutely. Straight off the court for me. A serve by, who is that? Dan O'Sullivan. Timeout Liechtenstein. Couple of points back for Ireland.
Yeah, very important, both psychologically and tactically for Ireland to carry the energy through to the next set if there is one, which I suspect there will be.
I've just seen the two players in Ireland who were bitching at each other, give each other a high five and sort that out.
Just a blip.
Yeah. Yeah, emotions get high in sports, don't they?
Exactly what I was about to say. Yeah, of course they do,
Yeah, on a team you're all trying for the same thing. No one is deliberately trying to set the ball bad, no one is deliberately trying to hit the ball out. Everyone is trying their best.
Yeah, always, if you've something to say, positive. If it's negative, have a word with the coach if you want, but don't start slagging out your fellow players.
Yeah.
Oh, that man again.
Yeah, we always had that golden rule, didn't we? As soon as you walk over that white line, everything you say is positive.
Broder really is a powerhouse, isn't he?
He really is. Lovely player.
He's sporting a very 70s moustache though. I don't know why that improves his play, or
Aren't we all, Jeff?
aren't we all?
I've been sporting a 70s moustache since the 70s.
Yeah, me too. Well, you know what, Jerry? Style never goes out of fashion.
Neither do moustaches in my book. Oh! Everyone's saying, you take it, no, you take it. And it hits the floor.
I remember having a Mexican party in the house, and like I'm fairly blonde, and the girls in the house decided to dye it black and more Mexican, and it took about 4 days to get it in. I got some very strange looks at work, I can tell you.
I bet you couldn't have that party these days. That serve is in the net for Ireland. Takes Liechtenstein to 23. Yeah, looking like a five-setter coming up. Broder's feeling free and comfortable here on this. I guarantee a rip of a jump serve. There we go.
Just out, I think. Yep.
Just out. Good work, Ireland.
That was quite a good hit by Njuguna. You know, he was slightly in front of where he should have been, but he hung in there for a bit and adapted quite well.
And Paddy Elder Lions called that in. Point Liechtenstein. Takes him to set point. Substitution. Liechtenstein. Benjamin Wolf, the setter, off. That is purely a blocking substitution. So they're bringing on Von Losch simply to block this ball. Not a setter. And let's see. Yeah, it's tipped over him. Ireland stay alive, breathe again. Von Losch leaves the court. Benjamin Wolf back in. And fancy a pipe attack from Broder on this. What do you think?
Or outside. I'd go outside against the blocker.
Oh, he doesn't either.
Oh, what a pickup.
There's the pipe and it's out. Broder makes a rare mistake. Keeps Ireland's slim hopes alive in the fourth set.
Yeah, same again.
So there we go, folks. That is 2 sets all in the 5-6 playoff here at the 2026 Men's European Volleyball Small Countries Championship. Coming to you for the first time ever, this tournament held in Northern Ireland. South Lake Leisure Centre in Craigavon, the home of volleyball, and beautiful sports centre it is too. I want to point out and just say a few words about the organisation of this tournament, Jeff, since it's the first time. I think the organisers have done a phenomenal job, don't you?
It's been brilliant, you know. It's really good to see that proper volleyball court led. The camera work has been exceptional. The commentary's been a bit dodgy, but
the less said about that, the better.
Absolutely, yeah. But no, really good organisation. I think the teams have all really enjoyed it, and a really high standard of play with some really exciting matches.
Yeah,
so, yeah.
And the evening games have been packed. The crowd has been great, and everything about it so far for a country hosting this for the first time. They should be so very, very proud. Johnny McFadden, the president, Joanna Aska McCrory, and all the others who are involved in putting this on. Really, we take our hats off to you. It's great to see it. And everyone we've spoken to from all the teams, they're really enjoying themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what? It's going to be a bit strange though, getting up in the morning and not driving to hear the dog gibberish all day. We'll just have to continue talking gibberish as we do normally anyway. Right, I'm going to take a brief break and I'll be back in 1 minute.
Now, I know everybody watching is probably an avid volleyball fan and you already know this, but just in case you're Beyonce and Shakira and have tuned in to hear me and Jeff commentating, the fifth set in volleyball is just to 15 points. It's a deciding set, so it just runs to 15 points. So an early lead in the fifth set is critically important if you can get it, eh? And Liechtenstein have raced off already to 2 points up. Benjamin Wolf serving.
I didn't know that. Actually, you know, I think the difference here is that Liechtenstein have they played a very clever game. They identified very early on, either their coach did or they did, that Hassan, the Irish middle blocker in transition, wasn't really getting into the hits, so they started ignoring him. Yeah. And they've also matched up Broder, their strongest hitter, against the Irish number 8, the setter, who's the weakest blocker. So very clever game, I think, they've played so far.
Smart push by Fabian Worth, the Liechtenstein captain, takes him to 3-1. Okay, it's 10 minutes early, Ireland.
And of course, but it's only 15 points. An early lead is even more advantageous than a normal set. Need to steady themselves here. Oh dear, not a good start for Ireland.
And do you know what? They've really heightened the focus on the serve. Liechtenstein, at the start of this set, they're ripping these little serves in. Yamada plays a smart shot, pulls one back for Ireland. I always used to tell my players, Jeff, that, you know, fifth set, it's bombs away.
Yeah.
Don't hold back on this.
Yeah.
It's bombs away now.
It is the last chance. The
like
last chance salute.
Like the tail end of any set, but the fifth set in particular.
And you've got to get going from the start, because if you get any sort of run of points against you, you're fighting a really uphill battle to get back into it.
Broder tools Yamada again, wipes off the block. He hasn't been able to fix that much as Yamada has had a strong attacking game. He's been caught by Broder on that several times. Timeout Ireland, Coach Bell calling a timeout at 6-2 down. Not the start he wanted, eh?
Not the start he wanted. Was that Yamada or Donnelly?
No, it was Yamada.
Was it Yamada? Yeah.
When tails are up in the fifth set too, it has a different feel. You know, because it's a shorter set, every point's magnified.
Yeah, very much.
And a 4-point lead in a fifth set, that really is something.
It's like a 7 or 8 point lead in a normal set.
So yeah, Ireland have their work cut out here. Let's see if Donnelly goes back set to Yamada in this, although he will. And he does. Yeah, you know, he's played the last couple of hits with a brain rather than with brawn, and he's pulled out 2 nice points with those. Good to see.
He's the Broder of Ireland. And strong blocking front row here. Broder, what a player. You know, even if a not great set and he didn't really have any run up, he still made something of that.
To be fair, Hassan was so off balance in defence there as well. All he could do with that.
Man, he's hardly a defensive player, is he?
Not yet.
Oh dear, 8 points and they'll turn around.
Broder's doing the business for Liechtenstein. They're happy with this for a start for certain. 8-3 up, 5 points, a mountain to climb for Ireland. Heads up Ireland.
Yeah, it's going to take a small miracle for Ireland to come back from this.
There can be a slight psychological shift too in the change of ends.
A little bit, yeah.
Where, you know, it just moves and changes things up a bit. Good swing, and that one's in.
I was going to say, you know, first of all, Ireland have got to get a good pass to Donnelly, and then he's got to spread it around as he was in the sets that they won. But again, we've got him in the block here, so
yeah,
I wonder will
mismatch again. This is going outside. Oh no.
Oh no. Yeah. Well, you know, good to change it.
Strange set against your 2 big blockers, but they pull it out of the bag. Timeout request coming in from Ireland. 9-4 Liechtenstein. Ireland, they're in a bit of a sticky wicket here at the minute. Small blocker front row, and Liechtenstein will their strongest hitter front row. This is the mismatch that we talked about earlier, so let's hope they can rotate out of this quickly.
And Liechtenstein are making the most of it.
Okay, no, so Broder's serving. I got that wrong.
He's just rotated out of the front. No, I didn't realise that either. So.
And he misses the roll shot straight in the net. Gives Ireland a breather.
Yeah, a little bit, and he's got he's got two good hitters in the front row, and he's got Yamada
on the seat.
On the backcourt, so yeah, reasonably strong position, but let's see what Liechtenstein do against.
Good serve.
Good serve.
Jerry Obi. Foot fault, Liechtenstein. Point Ireland. Blow another one back. Suddenly,
now it's possible.
9-6 down. Not too bad, right? This can be done. Timeout Liechtenstein. Yeah, we've talked about psychological points in volleyball, and this whole business of, before it hits double figures, you're sort of thinking, well, all right, we're still so early in the set, we can come back.
But not so much in the fifth, I guess.
Well, yeah, but even so, it's a psychological thing.
It is, yeah.
Single figures is a psychological thing. Once you hit that double figures, there's a shift.
I think it's the same as in the normal 25-point sets. When you hit 20, that's a psychological.
Yeah. Every point in volleyball is exactly equal to 1 point. However, some points are much more important.
Yeah.
Points after a timeout, first serve in a game, serving for a match, all those things are all psychologically so much more important.
This is a crucial point and not a good time to serve out.
Straight after a timeout, and he serves out. This is exactly the sort of ball we're talking about. Huge momentum shift with that.
Jordan Bromley, the Irish setter, needs to use all his wiles now.
And a gift handed right back to Ireland. So they need to grab this by the scruff of the neck now. They need to dig in, grab it by the scruff of the neck, and say, we want this set. Come on.
Crucial point here. If Ireland get this, it's 8-10 and very close, but if they don't, it's 7-11. Not the convenience store.
Yeah. Net touch Ireland. Or invasion call.
Yeah, I think that was right, actually. I think that was right.
Who was that, Hassan?
Yes, I think so.
I think it was.
Again,
Irish captain Jerry Obi's having a long discussion with the ref here, but Paddy Elder's adamant that what he saw was invasion.
I think he's right. Again, that's a bit of
Benjamin Wolf.
Inexperience creeping in.
Yeah, sorry, Benjamin Wolf now, Liechtenstein serving. Great ball in. Yamada called yet again for invasion in the backcourt C attack.
I think that's
the backcourt out of one. I should explain to people that's just known as a C. Nice set.
Oh dear.
Called out. Oh, the wheels have come off for Ireland here now. This is hitting error after hitting error. They find themselves 13-7 down in the fifth set. And Peter McGlynn unfortunately roofed on the outside. Great block by Liechtenstein. They found form at exactly the right time to take them now to 14-7 and match point in the fifth set.
That was the captain, Worth, who blocked that, leading by example.
Keep it alive. It's in the net from Ireland, and that gives it to Liechtenstein 15-7, 3 sets to 2. So Liechtenstein take 5th place, and they're joyous about that. Ireland, sadly, after a spirited fight, great attempt, taking the wooden spoon here at the 2026 Men's European Volleyball Small Countries Championship. unlucky Ireland. Congratulations, Liechtenstein. Good game though, Jeff.
Oh, what a great game, you know. I mean, Ireland played some really, really good volleyball there, but in the end, I think it was Liechtenstein's tactical cleverness, either them or I suspect their very experienced coach Igor Prilotsny.
Yeah.
And I think tactically they went on an intelligent strategy.
Well, folks, the next game up will be at 1 o'clock, where the host nation Northern Ireland take on Scotland for the bronze medal. I hope you can go back and join us for that. You will hear Jeff and myself next in the gold medal match, which will be here at 4 o'clock, and that's where we see San Marino taking on the Faroe Islands. Hope we can see you then. Thanks very much for joining us.